Grab your cup of coffee because it's time for a little inspiration. Good morning, and welcome to another episode of Coffee Time Inspirations, where you and I have a cup of coffee and talk about the things that will help make your website work as hard as you do. For those of you joining me for the very first time, I am Teresa Shaloop with Web Designs by Teresa, and it is my mission in life to fill the small business world with gorgeous websites that work harder than you so that you can bring your amazingness out to the world for everyone to see. And I do this through teaching, like videos very much like these Facebook Lives and my YouTube channel as well, and through consultation and design also. So I am so glad that you guys are here with me. I have to say that last week I kind of missed connecting with you guys. It was fun to take a week off and to have a little bit of self-care time to myself. And I loved hosting watch parties for two of my favorite people. But I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be back connecting with you guys for these Coffee Time Inspirations. So real quick, a super big shout out to Megan Dahl and Kim Vanderpool for their watch parties last week, or for doing a watch party with me last week. And I have to admit, I really had no idea what the heck I was doing. I just wanted to promote some people that I love and that I value, and I wanted to take some time off to myself. And so I did these, they did these videos for me. They scheduled on my time and hopped on and did these videos for me last week so that I could host this watch party, and it was a lot of fun. So if you haven't caught those, let me know and I'll be happy to tag you in those posts. But keep in mind, I'm going to be doing more watch parties here. I loved doing that, and so as we move forward in the end of April, I'm going to be doing more watch parties, and you may be able to participate and have your own live videos or showcased in my watch party, and I will tell you all more about that at another time. But today what we're doing is talking about digital decluttering. And oh, Joanne, yes, thank you. I'm glad to be back too. Thank you for that. So we're going to be doing some digital decluttering, and that is my focus for this month actually, is doing some spring cleaning, because April is the official month of spring cleaning. Actually, April 1st, I learned, is the day where spring cleaning starts. And this ties into a lot of cultures and traditions around the world. And it's because everything is fresh and new and incredible. And I love spring cleaning. Even if I'm cleaning cobwebs in my house or anything else, I love spring cleaning. Because when I am able to start doing spring cleaning, I get to see everything that I have with a fresh new set of eyes and from a fresh perspective. And I am just overwhelmed by the incredible abundance that I have in my life and all the things that I have received, that I've accomplished, and that I get to enjoy, things that I often take for granted and don't pay much attention to. And so to me, that is what spring cleaning is that fresh new look at everything that I have received, and an energizing moment to help me create even more in this beautiful world that I live in, to make my corner of the world that much better. And so that is what spring cleaning is for me. And it doesn't matter if you're doing it in your home or your business, your office, or your website. You get that charge of energy that really helps bring things into focus and helps you stay on task with all of those goals that you set at the start of the new year. And so today I wanted to share with you guys my 5 steps for doing a website spring cleaning. And these steps are going to help you really fine-tune the message of your website to make sure that you are connecting with people and that you are protecting the investment of your website, whether it be that investment of time or money, just to make sure that everything is working great for you. So now is a great time. Grab that cup of coffee, grab a pen and paper if you want to take notes. I will be posting this video on my blog a little bit later today with some links to help you and all of that. and it'll be added to my YouTube channel and LinkedIn as well. But if you want to grab that coffee, now is the perfect time to do it, because we are going to get started and I'm going to share with you my steps. But before I share those steps, while you're grabbing your coffee, I want to just talk a little bit about why this is so important. A lot of people tend to look at their website as something that they create, it's out there, and now I can move on and never have to look at it again. And that honestly can really hurt you in so many ways. It can open up vulnerabilities depending on what platform you use. It can create slowness issues as things just get added and things aren't ever removed. It can create branding issues and conflicts and so many other things. Your website is a living, breathing thing, and it's something that you want to take care of and you want to give it love. And it doesn't need a ton of love. It just needs a little bit of love. And as our business grows, so does our website. New products are added, new services, new aspects of our story begin to emerge, and we feel compelled to share that. And a lot of that we are sharing from the pages of our website. But as those things become outdated, and as we no longer have that information, information is no longer relevant, if we don't take the time to remove it, we're going to be hurting ourselves and our business. And so that is why this digital decluttering or website spring cleaning is so very much important. So as entrepreneurs, I've noticed that a lot of us are very focused always on the growth and moving forward. But we don't pay attention to the trail of breadcrumbs we leave behind us. That is the old step that we used to do. And that is what we're going to be getting rid of here today in these 5 steps that I'm going to share with you, is the old stuff that was us once upon a time that is no longer us today. We're going to revitalize our brand, our energy, and everything else. So now, step number 1. The first thing that I want you to do, and these are steps that you may want to break out over the next couple weeks. You don't have to do it all in once. You certainly could do it all in one day, and you would earn the rewards that I'm going to recommend, but you don't have to do it all at one time. But the first step that I want you to do is to take a look at the themes and templates you have installed on your website. Now, most website platforms are going to start off with some type of a theme or a template. Now, if you went full on with code and you are a programmer, then this may not be the truth. But if you are working with a website platform that offers a theme or a template so that you can quickly and easily create that gorgeous, beautiful website, it's quite possible that you have multiple themes and templates installed into your website. And if that's the case, you have things installed that are not being used. Now, these things installed are taking up space on your website, but they could also be introducing vulnerabilities into your website if they're not updated on a regular basis. And so having those out there is just something that is going to cause some issues for your website. So my suggestion here is to take a look, go into the admin aspect of your website and take a look at those themes and templates that you have installed. A lot of people will have multiple ones installed. Even if you had your website built by a designer who supports those platforms that you're working in, there's probably multiple ones installed. And some platforms will pre-install some for you to give you some suggestions to help you get started. Remove those if you're not using them, because again, they take up space and they just introduce vulnerabilities into the website that is not necessarily going to help you, and that could cause some serious issues for your website later on down the line. Now, if you want some tips on how to do this, check out my blog later. I gave you direct links on how to do this in WordPress, Squarespace, as well as Wix, so that you know exactly how to do that. And once you have completed this step, you have really had a huge investment or made a huge investment into the health of your website and your business. So why not reward yourself? Grab an extra cup of coffee because you haven't earned it, and you definitely deserve to celebrate getting that step done and out of the way. Now, that was the easiest step of all of them that I'm going to share with you today, and it literally will take you about 10 minutes. So go ahead and do that one today so that you can move on to step number 2, which is removing the unused plugins and apps that are on your website. Now, a plugin or an app is just a software add-on that you can put into your website that increases the functionality of your website. This could be something like having an events page or calendaring software or a place where people can pay online for your products and services, whatever the case is. But if you're not using that plugin or app, you are taking up space within the website, and you may be introducing vulnerabilities as well, especially if it is a poorly written plugin or app, or it's one that has not been updated and appropriately as necessary. And so you'll want to take some time to remove those things. Now, the one thing that I want to suggest when it comes to removing plugins and apps, and this is a big one, is to only remove one at a time. By removing one at a time, then taking a moment to go and review your website, you know if something may have broken the website. It can happen. It's not typical, it's not probably going to happen, but it can happen. And if you go and remove this plugin or app and then you review your website and you see things aren't working, you can go install it right away so there's no harm done. If you go and remove a whole bunch of them at a time and then you see something's broken on your website, you're not going to be sure which one broke it, and so you don't know what to reinstall, and it's going to create some crazy headache for you. If you have any doubts, don't remove it. Do a little research and then come back to it later, or consult with somebody who will know if you can remove it or not. But just make sure you're taking the time to ensure that once you remove that plugin, it really is an unused plugin and that it's not going to break the functionality of your website. All right, so let's move on to, let's say just one thing too. The investment that you put into doing this, to removing those unused plugins, is a huge investment in the health of your website. And it's really something very important. So it's definitely one that you want to take time to do. And then now we're going to move on to something that's a little bit more of the branding aspect of our website. So we've been talking about plugins and themes, and those can introduce vulnerabilities if they're not well cared for, and they can take up a lot of space. But now I want to shift gears just a little bit and look more at the branding aspect of our website. As a brand new business, when you first create that first logo, it's quite possible that it's going to shift and tweak and change over time. That happens. I know I've had a couple versions of my logo until I found one that really represented what Web Designs by Teresa was going to be. Even the minor little tweaks and changes, however, create a whole brand new logo. Having those old logos out there on our website on different pages representing our brand can be a little conflicting and confusing, especially when they're very different from each other or even slightly different from each other. So take a little bit of time and just review the logos that you have added to your website in various areas and make sure that each one is your current logo that is in use today. As a bonus, I'd encourage you to go ahead and look at the front end of your social media platforms as well as your printed marketing materials and make sure that anything with the old outdated logo is gone and or buried. Now in social media, you're going to have posts that are old, a year old, or whatever the case is. Don't go deleting those. Leave them out there because that's a history of who you are and who you've been as a business owner on social media. But for the rest of it, if it's front and center, make sure you're updating those logos so that only your new one is out there representing you and your brand. And doing this, like I said, is going to be a huge investment in the health of your brand and your business. It's an investment in your reputation as a business owner because it's going to demonstrate that you care about what you're doing and who you are serving. And it's going to show that you truly value everything that you are building. Now, the fourth step that I want to talk about here today is removing that unused media that is on your website. When it comes to adding images and things like that, video, audio files, images to your website, a lot of times we'll add things that we find later on realize don't really represent what we want to communicate or what we want to share, but we don't take the time to remove them from our website. This is taking up a lot of space on the website by having a bunch of unused media files out there. And this space can be slowing down the functionality of your website. So spend a little bit of time reviewing the media files that you have installed on your website and delete any of those media files, whether they're images or audios or video links or anything like that. Just delete them off of the website so that your website is functioning quick and fast and your pages are loading very quickly for you. This is an investment in the functionality of your website. And let's face it, if somebody comes to your website and it takes too long to load, they're probably not going to stick around to see what you have to say. They're going to leave and they're going to go somewhere else. So you want your website to be fast and quick and efficient in communicating your message right away so that people don't leave and find somebody else. I want them to find you, so take the time to invest on this one. All right, checking out my notes here. Okay, now the very last step that I want you guys to take a look at when it comes to decluttering your website, that digital declutter, that website spring cleaning, is going to take a little bit of extra time perhaps, but this is one of the most important things that you can do, and that is to really take a look at the value of the content you are offering on your website. As your business has grown, it has shifted and it's changed, and so has your content. You've added new things to your website. You've added new stories, new products, new services, and some of the stuff you've stopped utilizing. So taking a little bit of time to look through the website to make sure anything outdated or conflicting is removed is going to make it a more positive experience for your website customers. So for example, maybe you had pricing listed on a service and then you made a sales page for that service and the pricing changed. Conflicting information is going to have people questioning what you're doing and make them leave and go someplace else. Let's say that it's just plain outdated information and you say, I do all these things, and you learn that maybe that's not the best way to invest your time with your customers, and so now you do these things. When they see that conflicting information, they're going to be confused, or they may have very unrealistic expectations as to what you can do for them. So take some time reviewing the actual content on your website page by page. And as you're reading through things, ask yourself, does this offer value? If it does not offer any value, then it's definitely time to make a choice. And that choice is to either update the content so that it is offering value, or removing the page altogether so that you can move on. Now, one thing I want to note, when you remove pages from your website, it can impact your SEO visibility a little bit. So make sure that the page can't be repurposed before you delete it. If it really can't be repurposed, if it really needs to be deleted, don't stress it, delete it and move on. Your SEO is going to be fine as long as you are regularly making sure that your website is updated. But just wanted to mention that one little caveat. So those are my tips for website spring cleaning, and I hope that this has helped you. Let's see, Megan, I'm going to read a comment here real quick. Oh, you know what? Sometimes it is really hard to recognize what you need and what you're clearly communicating. And I totally get that. So having an audit is an incredible thing. And I'm glad you mentioned this actually, because I am going to be running a special here. I'll be announcing it very soon. So those of you tuning in and get to hear about that. But I am going to be doing a website audit special this month where you can get a full-on detailed look at your website. And in that audit, I'm going to be focusing on the message that you have with your customers, your SEO visibility, the clarity of your content, and all of those things. And at the end of the audit, you get a fast action plan that will help you make sure that you can update your website quick and easy to really fine-tune your message fast, and then along with a detailed report and other things that you can do to just continue improving the quality of your website. So an audit is a huge thing, and that is something that I will be offering. So you guys hear it first by tuning into my Coffee Time Inspiration video here, and pay attention on Facebook. I will be posting that. And if anyone listening absolutely wants to know about the audit right now, feel free to send me a private message, and I will be happy to get you into the early bird spot so that I can make sure I get you taken care of this month or within the next couple weeks. So that is what I've got to share with you guys today. If you have any other questions or comments, please don't hesitate to post them below. Send me a private message. I love connecting with all of you guys. And again, I am so glad to be back online with you guys and just tuning in to see what it is you guys are doing. Have an incredible day. Good luck with your digital decluttering. If you have any questions, shoot me a message. I'm here for you, and I will touch base with you guys again on Friday, where we are going to be talking about how to recover from the shiny object syndrome. And this is not only recover your website, your sanity, but a little bit of your finances as well. So you definitely want to tune in for Friday's Coffee Time Inspiration. So talk to you guys later. Have a great day. Bye.